Welcome to Chain Rule Part 3. All right, previously we've looked at chain rule with just basic chain rule questions, chain rule with trig derivatives and all their functions, and today we're actually going to look at the chain rule with the product and quotient rule involved. Now some of you have already been showing me that you can handle problems with product and quotient rule, but I just want to give you an idea of what some may look like. For instance, you might have x squared sine of 4x cubed minus 2. Okay? It's an obvious product rule, but there's also a chain rule component. So to take the derivative, we just follow the steps of the product rule. In this case, you have this, so 2x, then sine of all the original material for the v, and then plus the derivative of v, well, we know that to be cosine 4x cubed minus 2 times the derivative of the inside, which is 12x, times u. Remember, it's v prime u, but you know what? I'm going to put that here in front because I like it in front better. You could also put it the back, front, back, it doesn't matter. Okay, so that's the answer right here. Product rule. Well, let's look at a different type of product rule question. The key is to remember, just do everything with the product rule like you would normally do, but pay attention to components that may need the chain rule applied. All right, so let's look at another one. See, this is still a product rule question, but notice the outside layer is a chain rule as well. So this time we apply the chain rule, then the product rule. See, there will be times when you might do the product rule first, like in our first question here, or second, like in this example. So bring the 3 down. Exponent, then times the derivative of the inside. Well, the inside is a product. You have a u and you have a v. Okay, be careful with that. Many students will miss that, and if you don't see that, you're going to have trouble there. So now we do u prime v plus v prime, which is secant squared, or 2 secant squared, 2x times u. Okay, so you have to just be very careful there. Which do you do first? Do you do product rule first as in number 1, or do you do chain rule first as in number 2? That's really what you have to pay attention to. So let's see another example here. This time, we're going to make it a quotient rule question. Okay, notice here we have a quotient rule, but we also have chain rule. And just like the other, we have to decide, do we do chain rule first or do we do quotient rule first? Well, to be honest, it depends on PEMDAS, or not really PEMDAS, but just where the chain rule piece is. See, here's your inside function, and it's only in the denominator. So that means we have to deal with the quotient rule first. So let's do it. So remember, it's the derivative of the top times the bottom minus the derivative of the bottom, which is 3, times 5x minus 3 squared times 5. All right, that's just the derivative of the bottom, remember. So we have to multiply it times the top as well, which is x squared. Okay? All divided by the bottom squared. Just like that. It's not hard, but you've got to take your time and think it through. If you rush through these, you'll have difficulty. If you take your time and really think it through, you should be okay with these. Because most of you can do product and quotient rule. Most of you can do chain rule. You've just got to be able to put it together now. All right, so let's try another. Let's do something besides sign on the bottom. Let's make it more fun. Okay, notice this time. Ask yourself, do we do chain rule first, or do we do chain rule second, and do quotient rule first? Well, notice the quotient is inside parentheses. So we're going to do quotient rule second. So be careful with that. So let's take our derivative. Chain rule tells us to bring the 4 down front, rewrite the inside, like that, times now the quotient rule piece. Now remember, here is my u and here is my v. Don't get those confused or you'll have issues. Okay, so 12x squared would be u prime times v. Okay, minus the derivative of this, which is 3. Aha, change the sign because remember it's negative cosecant. So 3 cosecant 3x cotangent 3x, okay, times the u, don't forget the u, remember it's v prime u, so that would be 4x cubed all over cosecant 3x squared. And there you have it. Okay, so just be very careful as you do these. I am confident that you'll have the ability to do these, and there will be a lot of practice on this, so don't be afraid to work through it. And there's Spock, my friend Spock.